Hello and welcome to episode 86 of Thinking Outside the Pod.
86.
86 pick up sticks.
No sticks.
Yeah, that was bad. That
No.
was real bad.
Boo.
What? Isn't it national it was like National Poetry Day or something.
You know, it's
Poetry
probably
Month
national
recently.
a lot of things
Yeah.
day.
Well, let's just say National Poetry Day. That is
National
why
Shut the Hell
I
Up
made
Jimmy
that.
Day.
Dang it! It is now. Oh, and now it's officially recognized. It's a government holiday.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Obama.
That would be the worst. Like to have a holiday, just like telling you to shut up,
You just
and
have
it's
to-
like become like universally recognized.
Yeah, it's not
National
everybody
Meat
named
Day.
Jimmy. It's
Yeah.
just you.
Just me.
Like, only you.
In parentheses, it has my social security number and everything. It's just like it's you, no mistaken. It's Jimmy Hughes from
This-
San Antonio.
This guy.
That guy, just shut up.
Aw.
Aw. I thought it was a good poem. It rhymed. But okay. Well, happy
Well,
Shut
we-
Up Jimmy Day. I will celebrate by not shutting up.
We bulldozed the intro there.
But yeah, episode 86. Let's see, Jason's back.
Yes, I
Last
am.
week he was not here because
I was
of
doing stuff.
he was doing
What stuff? Oh,
I was working on stuff.
can't be working on
I was
stuff.
actually helping David Carnell. He was featured on one of the episodes here, and he works on a Travel Red class,
Mhm.
Twitter, YouTube. I was helping him edit and
Mhm.
do some things for his channel.
There you go.
So I was pretty busy.
So, some new videos coming up soon.
Yeah, and he's about to leave the country again, so we'll be getting more content.
Very cool.
He'll be going to Turkey, so I don't know how much footage we can get out of there, or how
Maybe-
much we want
maybe-
to see
maybe-
coming out of Turkey.
Nope, just have a GoPro.
Well, I mean, it's like Turkey's history is pretty cool. Like it used to be something
Well,
else. and then
I'd
it
say I
became
don't know
Turkey.
how much time
Istanbul.
he'll have him between work and how much they'll let him actually leave the base.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
So who knows?
maybe he'll get some turkey and record.
But
it.
I mean,
Be
he'll
like,
be
I'm in
he'll be
Turkey.
in London.
They have turkey on every corner.
Yeah, he'll be in London, England, Italy, Germany, Turkey, and Spain
Oh,
for the
wow.
next month or so.
Yeah, we were talking about travel the other day, like real quick, and I was like, I don't want to go any place that I need a police escort or like shots to go to. Like I just
Well, it's like, well, shots is like everywhere,
I
actually,
know,
when you
that's-
think of
yeah.
it. But
that's why
police
I don't
escort can technically be anywhere, too.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
damn
yeah.
it, if I want to take a safari to Africa, I don't want a malaria shot. That's just
Well, I mean, if I had to go, I definitely give me every shot possible to be safe. But I would, if I had the choice, I'd be like, nah, I'd rather just not have to do that.
Well, in what situation are they going to make you have to go to Africa, Jimmy?
I don't know. I get letters every day. People
Asking me to go.
asking me to go. They're like,
That
we need your
Nigerian
help.
Prince really needs my help.
We don't know what help we need, but we just need your help.
We need you. We need you have a special set of skills, Jimmy, and we need you. It's like
We don't know what they are yet, but we'll figure them out when you get here.
It's like watching a lot of TV and movies in one sitting. That is, we need that.
Oddly
and you're
enough,
the,
we need that.
and you're the best.
Your pop cultural knowledge is the only thing that will quell the warlords of Africa.
Your poetry reading skills are top notch. We need that. We heard that intro to episode 86. It was mind blowing.
Fantastic.
And we don't know what those idiots were booing you for, but we absolutely loved it.
We've killed them. We've sent our agents to dispatch of them.
And there went the top pod.
Now it's
Now it's just a Jimmy pod.
just Jimmy
They're
Pod.
just going to go give them blankets with malaria on it.
Oh no. Was that the Indians? That's what.
Yeah, smallpox.
Oh, smallpox.
But yeah, he's
Thanks.
he's leaving tomorrow, so yeah, he'll be gone for a while. So we'll hopefully
Yeah.
we'll roll out some content of his. For
Yeah.
the next 30 days or so.
Very cool. But as far as last week, did you guys do anything special?
I mean, pretty much with me, it was like on Wednesday, I went to Best Buy just randomly one day and just kind of curious, just checking up on Amiibos because I stupidly decided to start buying them.
Wanted
And
them.
now
That's
I'm
fine.
like, okay, I look at it every once in a while. And I go in and there's like 400, or not 400, but there's like a shit ton of like all these old rare Amiibos sitting there.
Nice.
I'm like, I had to stop and just stare at it for a second. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, what world am I in? I'm like, there's like at least like 10 to 15 of like these really old rare ones where I'm like,
You know why they did that?
probably for me since they're
Yeah,
like
they listen to us.
they're like I'm going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's a podcast in San Antonio that almost
got
every
our-
week tells you tells us to stop limiting releasing these Amiibos.
We got our Best Buy plug-in, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for your discount. Best Buy.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But still, I mean, but it was just funny. I just sat there. I just had to stop for a second.
But
I
you
was
weren't looking for those, right? You were
no,
looking for other ones.
I
You were looking for
I
some
wasn't.
common
I
ones.
wasn't really looking for other ones anyway. I was just kind of just at curiosity because I had stopped at GameStop and Target and noticed that they had some odd ones, like just some slightly better stock than they normally have. And I was like, out of curiosity, I'm like, let me just go by and let me just go check it out. I mean, there wasn't any that I was looking for in particular. And then there's like 6 of them that are old and rare. I'm like, okay, $130 later. I was
like you look around, you're like,
no, I was just,
is this some kind of joke?
I mean, I had to ask one of the employees. I was like, "What the hell happened?" I was like, "What is all this?" He was like, "Yeah, they just restocked them all. They all just came in today." And I was like, "Well, okay." Like,
do you think it was going to be like one of those shaving commercials where you just pick one up and an alarm goes off?
I mean, maybe. I mean,
with a blow dart.
I was just like, "Well, okay." I'm like, so like I was grabbing them off the shelf, and when I just like, "Wait, let me go get a basket because I'm getting too many of these things."
If you have to use a basket in Best Buy, you're in trouble.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, luckily these things only cost $13 a pop, so it's like not too bad. Like I said, I only spent $130 on them, but I was just like, well, shit. I was like, this is weird. I'm like, I'd never expected just to go in one day and just see a whole bunch of rare ones. I mean, you saw a bunch of posts on like Reddit and stuff for the one day I go in to buy like a Mario amiibo for some reason, and there's like a million Marfs and stuff just sitting there. You're like, well, I can't find the one common one I want because there's too many rare ones sitting there.
The best
Damn
problem.
Yeah, it's like
it's looking for this silver coin in the stack of gold.
It's like
damn it.
It's like I dropped my penny and I found this gold bar. God
I want that penny. I needed it. I don't need a gold bar.
So I immediately threw away the gold bar and kept looking.
Yeah, I mean, it was
freaking
crazy.
doubloons everywhere.
I was like, well, good on Nintendo for putting them out. I'm like,
Yeah,
finally, I'm like, okay, good. Now I may actually, unfortunately, be able to complete the collection without having to pay like 3 times as much as I normally would.
To go through like eBay and all that.
So I'm like, yes, I'll only spend like maybe $500 instead of like $1,000 getting it. So I'm like, yes.
You should have bought multiples and then put them on eBay.
Well, now they're not worth anything anymore. The
maybe
price
you could have got some like dumb people.
Well, I guess that's the downside to it is that since they released them now, it's like, oh, now they're worthless.
Well, I wasn't planning on selling them anyway. I just wanted to buy it, and that's why I'm like, well, if I could get them for the regular price, because I mean, you look at like the average Amiibo price now, it's down. It used to kind of fluctuate between like $30-$40, but now, or some of them, some of the rare ones. Okay. But now, like the average price is maybe about $20, which actually isn't that bad. In all honesty, I mean, compared to what they have been in the past, you're like $20 to $25. Actually, yeah, that's about twice as much, and that's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, I mean, for like a collectible kind of thing, I would think, that's a good price for them.
Yeah, because you saw some of them were going upwards of like $50, and now it's just like not so much anymore. Because you're like, well, if Nintendo's just going to re-release them, you're like, good, thank you. Now I can actually get one at a decent price.
I need to find something to collect. The most of what I buy is books, and I think like, oh, these will be worth something one day, but
it depends. Yeah, I have a friend who collects books. What is it, Wheel of Time or something like that, if I remember correctly? And he's got like a bunch of like first editions.
I think
and,
that's
like,
Robert
stuff.
Jordan or something. I think I read a couple of those.
I think it's a bunch of authors. I think or there's maybe I can't remember. It's some book that he collects a whole bunch of them. I mean, he's got they're
first editions and like hardcovers and things. Yeah,
like this
that.
is all stuff that's like worth like hundreds to thousands of dollars. And stuff.
One of my cousins up in Illinois, one of her rooms is just completely, it's nothing but bookshelves surrounding it, and they're all first edition hardcover Stephen King books.
Oh wow!
And I was like, whoever gets those, it's just gonna be like, that's gonna be worth a lot of money one day.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I mean it.
It probably is worth a lot of money right now.
See, my issue is when I collect stuff that's like just never going to be worth anything like ever. I'm just like, I just collect it just so I can be like, yeah, I have them all. They're just sitting there, and I go, well, what do I do with them? I just look at them and just go, yes, I have all of them.
That's probably how people that like bought into the Beanie Baby craze felt after a while. They're just like, yep.
I remember that, yeah.
Well, that's like the things that I like. I mean, they mass produce the hell out of them, so it's like they're. I'm just collecting them just to collect them, not really to sell them one day. Because you're like Star Wars action figures back when I was, before, like when, the old ones, those are collectible. But like the newer ones, like when I was a kid, those are worthless. Maybe you could sell them for like $5-10 now,
Well, maybe you'll be featured on like a Toy Hunter show or something in like 50 years. And be like, I've got like 10,000 Amiibos. Like, whoa, bro.
I'm not going to buy that many.
I'm sure there's some crazier Amiibo collectors out there, like even now.
Well, I remember their story. It's like it was when Rosalina came out at Target. There was like one guy who supposedly went around and bought like all the Rosalinas just so other people couldn't have them.
Yeah.
It's supposed. They're questioning if this was actually true or not.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I hope not. You're like, dude, really?
Why? Yeah.
Well, that's actually one of them that I want, and unfortunately, I think I missed a restock like a month ago. I was like, it's hard keeping track of all of it because you're like, there's too many coming out and restocks popping up out of nowhere. You're like, oh shit, I can't follow it all.
Well, speaking of that, I have a bunch of Rosalinas. If you want one, I would be willing to part with one for the right price.
It kind of reminds me of
$50,000.
It kind of reminds me of a few weeks ago when they did a bunch of Star Wars merchandise or something, and they didn't put a limit on how much people could buy, and they ended up running out.
Force Friday or whatever it was.
Yeah. Like they need to somehow regulate that.
Well, that's what they have started doing that because like Amazon, like Amazon went really kind of dickish with it. They're like, you can only buy one Amiibo at a time, and they did that so you have to pay for shipping and handling on all of them. So you can't bundle them. But if you have Prime, you're like, haha, screw you, Amazon. I counter your trick there. So free 2-day shipping anyway.
I used your own trick against you.
So it was less about being fair and more about we want more money.
Well, a mixture of it, a little bit. I mean, they're trying to squeeze out a little bit more money in shipping.
Well, yeah, that's a business.
But like Target, like they limit you to 2. I think it's 2 per figure, so you can't just go and buy their entire stock of Amiibos.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you just walk out and walk back in, they're not really gonna
put on a fake mustache, put on a hat.
Yeah.
Well,
just dress like Mario.
You don't even have to pay for it. This is me.
Wait, did you say put on a fake hat?
Did I say a fake hat?
Yeah, I was like,
I know I said fake
mustache.
I said a fake mustache for sure, but then I said.
I thought you said fake hat.
I could have said a fake hat.
Well, it could be a fake hat too. It could be made out of cardboard or something.
You just take it off and.
Yeah, we don't have money to buy real hats.
As I'm buying all the Amiibos. Jeez, where do you think all my money went?
You open one and use the packaging as a hat.
Yeah.
You paint it black.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's
great.
fun.
It's the newest fedora.
Because like just collecting shit, it's just fun. Just to like every once in a while go, okay, there's a release date. Because like on this Friday, there's the what is it, Yoshi Woolly World or something like that. They're coming out with little like woolly Yoshi Amiibos, which look really cool. There's like a blue and a pink one are the ones that you can buy in the store, and if you like buy the special edition of the game or whatever, you get a green one. So I'm like, do I want to buy the game? I'm like, no, I don't really want the game. I just want the green. I just want the green Yoshi. I just want the Amiibo. I don't want the game.
If you're a true collector, you'll get the game.
I'm like, I know I'm tempted. I'm like, no, I don't want to spend $50 just to buy a friggin' green Yoshi Amiibo.
The next weekend after that, he's like, I bought the game, you guys.
Yeah.
I did. It happened.
Yeah, because I'll play it. I mean, if I end up having to buy it, I'm like, well, I better play the damn game because I bought it at some point. I'm like, well,
can you return the game without the figure?
I think if I went to GameStop, probably
trade it in for like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, what's going on? New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
That's going on.
Some more collectible shit.
More
collectibles.
Yeah, more things.
Just way more expensive than Amiibo collectible things.
Yeah, I think I spent like $30 on 2 T-shirts at a Comic-Con once.
Really? That's actually for 2 T-shirts? That's not bad at all.
I'm a pretty frugal person, so I was kind of upset.
They were plain T-shirts.
I was like, $15 for 2 Comic-Con T-shirts? That's cheap as hell.
Well, one of them was a Doge T-shirt.
Because $20 is usually about what I expect to spend on a comic shirt.
I call it Doge.
I call it Doge.
Doge?
Like
Doge. I think it's Doge.
Well, too bad it's Doge.
Such podcast. Many discussion.
Wow. Yeah.
Much discussion, much stupidity.
But yeah, I've never been. But this New York Comic Con one, there's a lot of like they did the first episode of X-Files, a new miniseries.
Yep.
And supposedly it's pretty good. I never watched. We talked about it before. I've never watched it. Jason's pretty into it. I guess.
I'm about halfway through the original series right now.
When is the new one coming? Like actually coming out?
January.
So you got time.
24th next year. Yeah.
So like right after my birthday.
Plenty of time. I could probably watch all of them in that time. I have all of them now. I got them all.
Well, I mean, they're all on Netflix. I don't know if the movies are on Netflix though.
Honestly, probably at this point.
It's one of those things where I think in between season 8 and 9 there is a film.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if with some shows like Doctor Who, they put all their feature films within the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Futurama did that too, but I don't know if they did that with X-Files or not.
I don't know. I know they recently did a movie with It's like The Truth Is Out There or something like that.
Yeah, X-Files, I want to believe. That came out in 2008.
Yeah.
So,
okay, not that recently, but kind of recently.
So, well, yeah, these characters haven't been on screen in 7, almost 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been well received from what I've been reading. They don't know if they're going to continue past this short revival.
Was X-Files made by someone?
Chris Carter.
What else has he done?
No idea.
No idea. Okay, so it's not
X-Files.
I'm trying to like.
He's done more X-Files.
I was thinking like Joss Whedon, but he did Buffy. Like that was his big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but
and they're saying if David Duchovny's already said if Chris Carter wants to do more because he's the one that puts the most work into him, he'll do. If he wants to do more, then
it'll happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm all for like cult classics coming back.
Yeah.
Because there's some cult classics that I want to come back.
And we just discussed it before the show. It's been on since 1993 is when it premiered. I mean, you think about the kind of show it is. It's like, wow, really? That was a 90s television show.
Yeah.
Well,
but then you're like, you look back and you go, yeah, it's
90s were kind of weird.
From what I remember of the premise of it, you're like, yeah, it sounds like it could be a 90s television show.
Lots of paranoia of the 90s.
Yeah. And like the one episode I saw was ridiculous, but you said there were some much darker ones.
Yeah. That's season opener for season 4 opener was very dark. Very dark.
Well,
the one I showed you was very comedic. The one I showed you was very comedic, and it was not something you start on. It doesn't like you need to watch all the serious episodes first and then see this one, and it's that much funnier when you're like, these characters would never do any of these things.
Well, if all of them were like that, I think that would be pretty funny, but I don't think it would have gotten anywhere.
No. It wouldn't have gone on for as long.
Or it would have been a very different.
Like essentially it was the episode. It was like unreliable narrators. Like they were all going back, and different characters were telling their accounts of the same story.
Oh.
Or like
telling a slightly different
their perspective,
story.
and some of them were just ridiculous, and some of them.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura and Alex Trebek were in that episode. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I laughed really hard.
Yeah, so well,
I mean, and a lot of that just comes from the absurdity. Like these characters would never do some of these things. So you just think, oh, they're generally pretty serious, and they're like doing things that's way out of whack for them.
Well, and let's see, New York Comic Con, they also did the premiere of Jessica Jones, or at least a teaser of Jessica Jones, another Marvel series coming out.
We don't have enough of those already.
There we go again.
Yeah, well, this one at least is a female lead,
Marvel.
So
there's
a change. There's a change.
Here's your weekly Marvel news.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, yeah, part one of it. But yeah, Jessica Jones, and from the teaser trailers that I've seen, it looks good. She's like, I don't know, I know nothing about Jessica Jones, but she's like a detective type thing, and she detects things.
What's that supposed to be?
And
she detects things like a metal detector.
So just her on a beach for an hour.
Boop, beep, boop, beep.
Jessica Jones, everybody.
And she has like superpowers. So I saw like in one of the things, like there's a whole bar that she like beat up, like a teaser trailer, and then one she like crushed her alarm clock, and another one she like jumped really high. So she's like a superpower detective. So
I'm kind of disappointed she's not on a metal detector, just wearing a cape on a beach. That's her.
That would be
her thing.
Like everyday man.
Like what I've seen about it is it's a very adult Marvel production.
Yeah, it's
that's not exactly for kids. Which is to say, I mean, Daredevil wasn't exactly for kids show. That was a very adult, dark show,
which is good. Because I mean, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and like the TV shows that Marvel's done on like network TV.
Mm-hmm.
They're
a bit more family friendly,
but nothing like Daredevil.
Yeah,
so I guess Netflix like can do that because they're just like on like the top of their game right now.
Well, when you look at Netflix, they don't have the same censorship rules that broadcast television has because FCC can't. FCC doesn't control us.
Yeah, we can do that. We can have. We can do some crazy things.
Well, we could, but it depends on what viewership we want. Yeah, no, we can't do that. That'd be a little bit more. That would hurt us a little bit more than it would help.
Well, I mean, we'd get
a spike in views for like one time, and we go, shit. Now what do we do?
Yeah, now we
wasted our one Jimmy.
One host is dead, another host is in jail. Fish, it's just you.
All right, Fish podcast. And I'm like, well,
Fishcast. But
Amiibos
that's
all
a
the
pretty
time.
good pun though. Fishcast.
Fishcast.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be talking about fishing.
We're changing our name, right?
Yeah, Fishcast.
All right.
Fishcast it is. Very well.
We're gonna bring We're gonna bring some fishing poles as props, so we'll just have to hold the entire time.
Just an hour's worth of talking about fish. Not
one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Just bring a new fish-related thing. And
I'm
just
like,
talk
shit. Now I know nothing else about fish.
We'll just bring
bring
a cooler out and just like flop one on the table here. Like, can you identify this fish?
By its sound.
I can't. I don't know.
This is still a podcast. We just.
But yeah, I mean, you said they released footage of Elektra and Punisher for the new Daredevil.
Yeah, so someone at New York Comic Con recorded a screen,
of course,
Comic Con footage.
If it's a Comic Con, there will be people recording shit that they're not supposed to record. That's
exactly. So they showed like a teaser trailer for season 2, and it showed him in his red suit fighting and stuff and whatnot. And then at the end, it showed like a person putting on like a maroon, like Elektra's color mask. And that was her. And then it showed a guy with a gun like walking down a hallway, maybe a hospital. I don't really remember. But so it was Elektra and Punisher. So they're going to be featured in season 2, which is cool. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
I liked Punisher.
Going back to how dark the first season was, I mean, Kingpin was pretty vicious in that show.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how brutal the Punisher is going to be.
Punisher's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, because the Punisher just has a history of just being a complete badass.
Yeah, he's a anti-hero, essentially. So
I can only imagine what he's going to do
and
to
it's
certain people.
And it's that guy that was in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
John Barenthal or something like that. I don't really know the actress that plays Elektra. I have her name, Elodie Young, if that rings a bell for people, maybe.
Yeah. Good for you. We don't know her.
But good. Season 1 was really good. I watched it all in like 1 or 2 sittings, because it's Netflix and they release all of them in one day. So
you're Netflix binge watching.
Yeah. So and
they sucked you in, Jimmy. They reeled you in.
Well, no, I mean, so far Marvel stuff hasn't gotten old for me. It's starting to get there, but so I'm still. And season 2 or the newest season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, and it's really good. Like, that was a slow burn of a show.
Yeah.
Like, it started getting really good towards the end of the last season and beginning of this season. So I'm glad that it's still coming out. And I don't know if Agent Carter is getting a new season, but
Agent Carter, I think, is getting another one.
Mm-hmm. And it was fine. I like retro, futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
Like retro spy gear, like the old James Bond stuff. Like that is just ridiculous, but because like nowadays like that stuff is so like small and
like we have that already.
It's like this is a walkie-talkie that can go really far, and it's like we have cell phones now, but it's like a huge block and it's like has a screen on it and stuff.
Well, it's like you look back at like all the old movies like Aliens and stuff like that, and all like the high-tech spaceships have like MS-DOS and stuff like that. You're just like, how is this running this entire spaceship? You're like, okay, are they doing command line crap?
Or like their tracker is like this huge thing that's like has a hand, like they made it out of like a circular saw. Yeah. And they put a screen on it, like it's like that big for a tracker.
I know, you just look at it nowadays and we're like, we got, our phones are like the size of our thumbnails, stuff like that, and you're like, geez.
Yeah, that's always fun seeing.
Didn't have like a spaceship run by Vista.
Oh no! What was that on IT Crowd?
Yeah,
and it's like the bomb. Like there's this bomb, and there's a bomb.
Bomb disposal robot,
and it was coming in, and it's like the robot froze, and one of the IT main characters said, what system is it, or what operating system is it? And they were like, Vista, and they're like, we're all dead.
Damn it!
Run!
So I don't know. And the movies. I mean, it's maybe in the future. I mean, like I said, it's starting to get old now. But like Ant-Man 2 was just
Ant-Man 2 was just
and then
announced.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is coming out, and then there's new
Civil
Thors.
Yeah, there's like if you can find online just like a list of like 8 movies within like the next 2 years. Which I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, for the next couple of years. I'm like, that's too many movies.
DC's jumped in the pool too.
DC's going.
Gotham season 2, Flash season 2, like Arrow season 5 or something.
Yeah, and Gotham this season's
so far
really
it's really good.
And Supergirl as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's premiered yet on CBS.
No, I think it's this week or next week? It's soon if it hasn't. Soon.
The pilot leaked online, so I saw it like months ago. And I mean, I found it. I mean, what are you talking about?
I accidentally ran into it while I was browsing the internet.
Yar.
No. I came across some random zeros and ones, and it just turned out to be the pilot to an upcoming show. I don't know. Whatever. But it's all right. It's a little cheesy. But I guess you have to because she's not like a violent person, I guess, a violent character. Like she's more of on the funny side, I guess. I don't know. From every time I think of Supergirl, I think of like a pillar of justice, like Superman, but a girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whenever I think of violence, I think more like Batman and stuff like that of the DC universe.
You know, I've always wondered why they called her Supergirl and not like Superwoman.
Superwoman, because maybe they had Wonder Woman.
I guess so.
I don't know. I bet when it comes out, people are gonna get angry. It's like
Supergirl. Why not Superwoman?
You're infantilizing her.
Yeah.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
Superwoman. It's just because it's not as known. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Superwoman.
We'll
Supergirl. See. If it was a girl, like a kid, that'd be different.
Then that'd be different. Yeah.
But she's like a
young
like adult.
Batgirl too, like in her, like 20s stuff like Batwoman. He's old enough to be called a woman.
Yeah, Robin, the boy wonder, that works.
That's fine because he was young.
At least in the comics, he was a kid. When they did the movie, he was.
See, and then when he got older, they made him Nightwing. So there you go. They gave him a different name.
That's true. So,
or at least some versions. Like, I kind of looked through Wikipedia on like Robins, and you're like, there's like 4 of them or stuff like that, and like one's like son of like Batman and Catwoman, and weird
Damian
stuff like
Wayne,
that.
And there's
Jason Todd.
Casey or something. There's some girl Robin in the Dark Knight Returns comic book,
which is now canon, right?
Not officially, no.
I thought you said they made it canon.
No, Dark Knight Returns still isn't. It's Elseworld. It's still not canon. They have a sequel coming out, but it doesn't make it canon.
It's canon.
Not canon.
Batman wins.
Batman does not win. Superman has won on several occasions, but that's a discussion for another day.
Wait till the movie comes out, and then we can fight about it and go,
no, because they're not going to conclude any fight.
Yeah, they're going to be like, we have to team up to fight that bigger villain. You're like, really?
It'll probably get down. I bet it'll come down to
like the killing blow, and then it's like, let's team up. And he's like, okay.
I bet it'll come down to
skip off into the sunset.
Superman, that movie will have at least 2 confrontations. Superman outclasses Batman first one. That's the footage you see of him like ripping the Batmobile apart.
Outclasses?
Just not beats the crap. Like he's not going to knock him out. He's just going to be like, yeah, I could kick your ass, but I'm not going to, and flies away.
No, it's
going to. And then Luthor and Batman team up. They're about to kill Superman, and Batman's like, wait, this isn't right. And then they both team up against Lex Luthor. I think that's how it's going to happen.
That makes sense, but
sounds like a boring movie to me, though.
Yeah, I would.
Well, it is DC.
I would. Yeah, that's their forte. Not really, but it's just not Marvel. They're going more like they're going the opposite route of Marvel. Marvel's all about like comic relief and like funny dialogue and stuff like that, and DC is all about more action and
trying to be more serious.
Yeah, serious. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. So, yeah, I see like Batman like
Luthor
fighting Superman and Superman not fighting back, like not. Because he
at least
knows
not seriously. Probably enough to defend himself, but not enough to.
Yeah, or dodging or something like that. But
I mean, the reason I say that too is because you see them like one with an unarmored Batman, and then later on you see him armored, and you see Lex Luthor with the kryptonite.
Mm-hmm. So Did we see that yet? I haven't seen kryptonite in any of the trailers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a scene in the trailer where Lex Luthor is looking at some kryptonite.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe that's right. Okay,
so I think that's how it's probably going to be. Is that Lex Luthor and Batman are going to get together and be like, yeah, we're going to take him down.
And how's Wonder Woman fitting this?
No idea. she's just kind of there. Well, I mean, Aquaman's supposed to be in it too at some point.
Jason Momoa, Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
I mean, he'll probably get like 30 seconds of screen time at the very end.
Well,
here's a whale. Boom, gets blown up. Like, shit, I'm going away.
He's sad. He just walks away back into the ocean.
Like, there's some big fight scene. All you see is a blue whale just hurled out of the sky. What the hell is that?
Maybe that's like the finale. Like Lex Luthor and like clone Zod or something. Whatever turns out to be the bad guy that's fighting everything, like just gets smushed by a whale. Aquaman is just like on a dolphin and like salutes and then goes back into the ocean. The credits. Oh man, that'd be like, it just blow everybody's minds.
Like, what? What the hell just happened?
Like, you want comic relief? Here's your comic relief.
Yeah, just right at the end.
We're gonna throw an endangered species into the middle.
Like the whole movie just builds and builds and builds, and that's the payoff at the end.
Could you imagine the shitstorm for that? That would be glorious. The internet would just blow up. You're like, what the hell was that?
Everybody's heads in the theater just exploding.
Yeah, that'd be great.
no end credit scene, no stingers at the end of the movie. Just everyone's waiting, like something else happened. What?
The whale squished. The movie just stops. The lights turn on. You're like, what the hell? Like, is it done? I guess so.
The dolphin going into the sunset.
Yeah, I'm curious as to see what Aquaman's role in it. If it's not just like the very end of it where he comes in.
I heard something that he was supposed to be in Man of Steel, like
well, so was Wonder Woman.
Yeah, like in the oil.
Oh yeah,
in the
that's
water,
right. Yeah.
Where he was in the water. He was supposed to show up there. I don't know if that was a rumor or whatnot, but
well, technically they say he did show up because of like all the dolphins or whatever swimming around.
Okay.
Oh, that's crap though. That's
that's one of those.
That's one of those things. Just saying like, oh, that's Aquaman. He's saving that guy, but it seems kind of weird that he wouldn't just do it himself.
Yeah, well, he's is he the king of Atlantis or the prince of Atlantis?
King, I think.
King. So he's got kingly duties. Maybe there was some ceremony or something.
You're like, I need to get my hair braided again. I need to go find more blue whales to toss.
Yeah. I ran out in the last battle.
I need to recruit more blue whales. My one action of
like he's on trial for the death of Steve Irwin.
Oh no,
that wasn't my fault, man.
Those Stingrays went rogue.
It's a rogue faction of my Stingray army. They left.
Too soon, guys. Too soon.
That'd be a pretty good side story.
That would like a spin-off film, Aquaman. It's just him like dealing with like having to control all these fish.
Do like a mockumentary on it? It's like this the secret death of Steve Irwin. It was Aquaman. Why does Aquaman want to kill Steve Irwin?
Maybe that's one of the episodes of the new X-Files. What if the king of Atlantis killed Steve Irwin?
I think that would be amazing.
Caused all the recent shark attacks.
Like if like a studio like backed like an Office version of like a superhero film, like if it was like and it was just like Aquaman in like an office or something, or like in a king setting or
they did a spoof of that on Robot Chicken. I think it was like literally like one of the first episodes of it. They did what was it like? It was like they did Real World.
Mm-hmm.
They did like was it Metropolis?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it was like them all living in a house and stuff like that. That's a pretty good skit.
That would be funny.
Well, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, or if you guys mentioned it, about that new Marvel series, like the Cleanup Crew.
Yes. Well, I don't know if we talked about it on the episode, but we did talk about it.
What is it? Damage
outside.
Control.
Yeah, Damage Control.
Or
the construction company has to clean up all the collateral.
I think
that could be a really. I mean, if they do it like the Office style, I think that could be a really funny ass show.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd have to see how it works because I see for sure it being funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It'd have to be. That doesn't sound like you could make if you made a serious movie about that, it'd be boring as hell.
Yeah,
you're like, this is boring.
Like people just filling out forms and getting sent on things. But yeah, well, yes, the concept I think is very funny. I just don't know how far they can stretch it. But then again,
but when you look at stuff like The Office and stuff like that,
they stretched it a lot.
And then recently, like the new Muppet Show, like I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but you're like just that style. I mean, it just lends itself to stupid scenarios like that. I mean, it's just an interesting way of doing it. And then now you just add it to where instead of just doing some monotonous job, it's like you can have like scenes where somebody's just talking and all of a sudden like Superman flies through a building or something like that and they just turn around and just look back at the camera and just sigh,
or
like they're doing
or they just step up and walk off of the camera.
Is it Marvel or DC? Marvel, right?
Yeah,
I guess it could be replace with generic hero. Okay,
Iron Man.
Like they're doing some ribbon cutting ceremonies, like, and here's the new maternity award.
Boom, bows up. Damn it.
Oh.
All right, we gotta build it again.
Like they're watching the news and they're just all sitting in their break room. They're like, dang it. And then cut to an interview scene.
Like they're about to clock out for the day, and then like an alarm starts going off.
The boss just stops them before they actually punch out, and then it's like, nope.
No.
See, and that'd be like one where like they're cleaning up after like an alien invasion or something like that, and you have like the guy there, and you have like one of the robot arms comes to life and like throws one of the cleaners or whatever.
Like, oh God, it's still alive! It's still alive.
Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of situations.
There could be a lot, but it's you know. Do I think they're going to make it like a super long-running series? No. Do I think a season or two? Yeah, probably. Yeah, no. Definitely. You could. I think
you could stretch it out at least that long.
I mean, when you look at how many episodes they made of The Office, I'm like,
there's like 9 seasons or something like that.
Yeah, eventually they'll run out of material without like the same thing.
But then there's like
again.
Introduce a new character, throw in a cameo of some superhero.
Sure.
There's things to make it.
Well, because then you can start adding in like the Bizarro heroes or whatever. Like you can have that, like the fake heroes and stuff like that. You can have them having to deal with that too. Mm-hmm. You know, they have like a consultation with like just like people wanting to be superheroes or something like that. That'd be cool if they added like stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
And I'm sure they'll like have things where like someone finds an artifact and they keep it instead of actually putting it where it needs to go, and it does something to them and all kinds of
I mean,
weird stuff
there could be such wacky stories. Yeah. So I mean, I'm curious. I would probably watch an episode or two of it just to see what it's about.
Out. No, I agree. Yeah,
because I can only think of just like the Office setup. That's the only type I can. If it's anything but that, I can't. You know.
Yeah.
If they try to make it more like a dramatic drama, you're like, nah, not gonna be interested. But if they make it like Office, like stupid,
and
stuff like
Marvel
that,
these days, other than like the next Netflix stuff, I don't see them going too serious.
Yeah.
On if it's network, I think I don't know where it's gonna. It doesn't say where it's gonna happen, at least from what I know. So I don't know if it's on TV or going to be on.
I think it's going to be on ABC.
Yeah, so I see them going more.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, I definitely am very interested in that prospect. I'm a little hesitant until I know what type of show it's going to be.
They just announced it, or they just.
Yeah,
it was very, very.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean,
it could be fun. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll bring it up later. We'll probably watch an episode or two, and then when it comes out, and then
we'll either praise our past judgments or say like we were stupid. Why did we think this was going to work?
Yeah, or it could have worked if they would have listened to us. You know, like trust us, we know what we're doing.
Marvel, tune in.
Yeah, come on. We send you links all the time. We know you watch us. But yeah, so that's pretty good. And what else is going on? What just started? Flash just started.
Yeah, Flash season 2.
I haven't watched. I have the first episode. I haven't watched it yet. But the first season was pretty good.
I watched I think the first 2 episodes, and I
need to catch up on a lot of these like superhero shows.
Like Arrow, I haven't really got into Arrow. I always thought it was too like, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought it was like too like Twilight-ish.
No, I can figure out I saw a few episodes of Arrow. Is it like Green Arrow or is it like a side story?
It's Green Arrow.
Okay, it is Green Arrow.
It's
okay.
Green Arrow, but yeah, they just call it Arrow.
Okay, I was trying to figure out. I was like, wait, is this? I mean, he looks like Green Arrow. I mean, he just doesn't have like the like the Robin Hood hat or whatever.
He is that character. I don't know if it is the same one in the comics or whatnot. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So
plus I've never seen it.
I think it's just a more grounded Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you probably won't have like a lot of
more
the crazier,
modern day,
arrows.
But for some reason, I always thought it was like, for some reason, like girly or something. Like whenever I thought of, like, I don't know why. There's like he's done like crossover episodes with Flash.
Yeah.
And he's a cool character, and I'm like, he's like wise and like really good at, and he's like trying to teach the Flash to be a hero and to like notice his surroundings and stuff like that. I'm like, he's a cool character. I don't know why I ever thought like his series was girly or like Twilight or something. Like, I have no idea. Maybe it's because
vampires and werewolves.
I know, maybe
Green Arrow?
All the time.
Not that I know of, but I always
sparkle.
I guess
and they stare at each other for hours on end.
Because like whenever I picture Arrow fans, I think of like tween girls. Like, I don't know why. It's
just that mass appeal.
Maybe
going for it.
Maybe I'm too hipster. Yeah. And I'm like, it's too mainstream for me.
Well, speaking of being
like
too
everything
hipster,
else you watch is mainstream, but
it's like, do they release this Arrow on reel to reel? Because that's the only thing I do these days.
Yeah,
top hat and your monocle,
fedora,
cup of tea,
and neck scarf.
God.
But yeah, so that's a thing, I guess. Segue enough. Hipsters these days, or it's not hipsters, but
I was like, what?
But pretty much, it's like, you know how vinyl is like really popular these days because
that's kind of weird that that's coming back. You're like,
and
why?
And now like people are going even back, like they're like audio quality on vinyl, like because supposedly audio quality on vinyl is so much better than compressed MP3s, which obviously
because it's uncompressed, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but still, I think you'd still get scratchiness just from the analog
because it's a physical media.
Yeah, I mean you'd still get some degradation a little bit.
But they're saying now they're going back even further, or actually I don't know. Reel to reel is spiking in popularity. So like the big wheels with like the
little piece of
tape on it, like that's becoming more popular these days.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Did that come before vinyl or after vinyl?
You're asking the wrong group of people.
I have no idea. It's like I'm the one to know if that is. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Because I think vinyl. Well, of course, like the wax cylinders, like Edison did those, and that was like the first thing. He did the cylinders, and then the other person was like, "Let's just make a disc. That's better." And then Edison was probably like, "I made this. This is me."
You see, what gets me about like these hipsters, I guess, that are really into vinyl and now going to be reel to reel. They'll go into, a record shop or whatever and buy all these vinyls and whatnot, and then they'll hop in their 2015 car.
Yeah.
And then, I'm driving this, 2015 Camaro right here. Got all my vinyls in the back.
It's just a weird segment of people. Like hipsters are weird. I don't know. We figured it out earlier that I'm the hipster of us, which is I don't identify as a hipster. I mean, I
don't think most hipsters identify as hipsters.
That's a traditional thing of hipsters, is they don't identify as hipsters.
Dang it!
I just like weird things. I'm not a hipster.
I know. I don't. I do have a record player, but I don't actively.
I mean, I like your record player. I think it's. Yeah.
That's the reason because I think it's cool. It's just having a thing that you can put on and.
Sip a little scotch or something while you're listening to some old music.
Either
have
that
a stogie.
or not. I don't do any of that. But when I listen to music, but when I do want to just put music on in the background, it's cool to have like a thing that like you have to actually move a physical thing and put it on the thing and
I guess.
But
I mean, the big pain for that is that when it skips, and then you just have if you're sitting comfortably somewhere and it skips, you.
I also don't get I recently just bought like the Beatles on like Amazon, like a vinyl record of the Beatles.
Oh, the White Album.
Yeah, I bought that, and that's the only one I've actually like bought like new-ish kind of. Other than like They Might Be Giants, they released a vinyl record, but all the other ones I have are just from like a thrift store that like I buy for like $1 each, and I'm like, I recognize this artist kind of, or this cover looks weird, so I buy those. So those are the ones I have, other than those other two. But I'm not like a collector, and I don't think their quality is any like I'm not a crazy quality type person. Well, I am a quality person.
So, I mean, the quality maybe is better, but it's the lack of portability, because you're not just like, here, let me just pull my record player around.
I mean,
with me.
On my phone, I have like thousands of songs, and that's what I listen to mostly. Like if ever I'm listening to music, I'm not gonna. Like, unless I'm doing nothing, that's whenever I put on a record or I have people over or something like that.
I mean, if I'm just, like, cleaning or just feel like just sitting around listening to music or something.
Yeah, it's on my phone or on my computer.
See, that's what we need to do. We need to go into a crowded place with a record player, like, wind it up or whatever. And be like,
you think it has a crank on it?
Like, what the hell
the first ones have the cranks on it.
But you're just this is my portable machine. What are you talking about? Like, what about this phone? You're like, oh, no, that's lame. Ugh.
It reminds me of a picture I saw of someone, like, in a Starbucks with a typewriter. They're just lugging around like this 15-pound typewriter and just set it down somewhere. Like, okay.
I would also like to have a typewriter. I guess
I wouldn't lug it around.
Well, no, I agree. I wouldn't have that. Like, I'd put it next to my record player and be like, I have one.
It's an antiquity.
My parents had one.
Don't use it.
And in the house I was growing up, we had a typewriter, like, and it was cool. Like, it had like the ribbon and stuff like that, and you'd have to like roll it out and whatnot. I think that's cool, and it gets stuck. Like if you do all the things, all the little keys would get stuck.
I mean, one of the old like antiquities I'd love to have is one of the old cash registers where the buttons are really like raised up.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then I'd really like to have one of those just to like have around because I think those things look really neat.
I would like an old film projector, like an old one of those like Super 8 film projectors and stuff like that. Like maybe not Super 8, maybe the bigger ones. I don't know, but that would be cool to have because I like film and stuff like that, and that's like a cool thing to just have on a shelf.
Maybe finding all the reels for it though would be a big pain.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I wouldn't watch. Probably. I mean, I'd maybe be able to find some, and it'd be cool to have one just to know that it works and play it if people are interested in seeing it. But I think just to have it and look at it would be cool. Like retro gaming systems. I started collecting those. I still need to get the Nintendo NES.
You can get one of those.
Or the Super NES. Yeah, you can get them.
Yeah, because I have a Super NES, but it's like it used to be kind of that gray, and then like
it's
with
yellow.
the plastic, it's kind of that yellow brownish.
And there's a thing you can buy to fix that if you ever want to. That's because I did research and I found one on Amazon there that I wanted to buy, but I just never went through it. I got the Atari, the original NES, so I just need that, and like the Sega Saturn. And what else was I gonna get? I think that's pretty much all like the retro games.
You're gonna Sega Genesis.
Oh, that's what I want. That's what I meant. Sega Genesis. I've never had a Sega's. No, maybe I don't want both. I'll just pick one that I have the better games.
What's old is new again. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, speaking of new things, do you guys want Bionic upgrades?
Random transition.
Hey. Yeah, I'm just.
It works enough. It's as good as our other transitions.
I'll give it a C, I suppose. It works.
If I pass, I'm okay.
Okay, now you don't pass. Now that you said you're okay if you pass. Nope, you failed.
Yeah,
now.
you failed.
Yeah, I'm still okay with that. Too.
You can try one more time.
It's like, well, then now you super fail.
I'm good. Can't you see what I'm trying to do here?
Like, no.
Speaking of seeing,
Bionic eyes.
There, that's an A.
Yes. But I don't know. Like for all technology, I wait for like next generations. I wouldn't be the first one in line to get any type of bionic upgrades.
Oh, definitely. If I had to alter my body, I definitely would not want to be the first person. I mean, now if it were like $1 million procedure and maybe get it for free, maybe.
You just wait for like the
first. It's got to be okay.
It's like, what's the chance of me dying? And they're like, 99% chance. I'm like, yeah, probably not.
Like you just wait for the sample to come out and see how many people are maimed by the operation.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool because the reason why we say that, there is a article somewhere that was saying bionic eye is like within the next 3 years, it's like possible, or it's gonna happen or something like that, where you can get 3 times 20/20 vision.
Sure, because you put a friggin' lens in your eye.
It's
just like a camera lens. You know?
And like you always see like RoboCop and all those things like where they can like zoom in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
See, the one issue that I kind of wonder is, I guess it'd have to be a mechanical device that moves the iris around and stuff. Because think of it, I mean, your eyeball isn't that heavy. And all of a sudden if you stick a lens in there, that's going to be heavy. And I don't know if your muscles, I don't know if your eye muscles are that strong enough to move a.
Yeah, I mean, unless because I mean,
this is like a Cylon thing where you just got the whole like eyepiece going around your face.
Oh, or like Geordie LaForge in Star Trek.
Oh, so it's not necessarily going to be actually replacing your eyeball. It's going to be like, I guess, on top of it.
I didn't.
Almost like a high tech contact lens.
If it's like that, it's
That's
it
a little different.
Depends on how they go. But like if it is like a spherical eyeball that they replace your eyeball with, like it would have to be way different than what like technology we have these days. Because like you were saying, it's like anything, even just like a camera lens on a phone, it requires like power and stuff like that. And if it had to move, then that's a whole more like servos and things like that you need.
Because I mean, unless the entire device captures light, then you wouldn't need a lens anymore because the entire thing would capture light. So you're like, okay,
it's 3 years, so who knows?
But
I don't know. For me, like, getting a whole replacement, I think that's super invasive and super dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, any sort of cybernetic enhancements I get, I want to be able to just like take them off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because you look and they're having like the skeleton for like legs and stuff like that. Like they're having that, like the mechanical skeletons and stuff like that. They're doing those, and those are actually getting there. They're still a little funky, but they're. You've seen, they've got people walking with them nowadays and stuff. They couldn't walk before.
Prosthetic arms and stuff like that. It's like way
like
advanced.
The Luke Skywalker arm.
That's
That's actually, it's not as good, but it's real. That stuff's real.
Well, yeah, and it's not, and it's things like where it's connected to like people's brains. Like if they can train like the prosthetics like to think of what moves this finger and stuff like that.
Sure, you just figure out what electric impulse usually works for. If you can figure out which impulse controls the fingers, you can figure it out.
And they've like even like toys. They've made toys where like you put on this like a hat, like a hat, thing where it has sensors and like you have to like it's like a Jedi thing, and it like you have the Force, and like there's like this ball that you like raise up.
Yep.
Like with a fan or whatever, however it worked, or magnets, I don't know. But like you only use your thoughts to do it. And so I mean, for if it's gotten to toys, like the technology that's actually like in the medical field is like way more advanced than that.
Yeah.
So
it's way more advanced than anything we've heard about.
Yeah, probably.
Especially in the military, it's even way more advanced. You're like, they already have freaking spaceships. They're just like, nah, we don't want to tell anybody quite yet.
Roswell.
Yeah, they reverse engineered some UFOs.
Like, by the way, there's actually a secret warring race just on the other side of Mars. We just didn't want to tell you guys yet. We kind of covered it up because we're like, that'd probably scare the shit out of everybody.
That was the actual big announcement that they planned, but they were like, no, the government put a stop to it, and it's like, just say something else, flowing water, whatever.
Something about
Here's
water.
Some doctored images that we made.
It was
in
actually
Photoshop.
it was actually flowing blood of the Martian army.
Oh jeez, you're like, that's why the planet's red.
It's covered in Martian blood.
It's an ongoing war. It's been going on.
All the human sacrifices from all the years. You're like, oh jeez.
Every abduction thing was actually real.
It was all Martian like clones or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like bionic eye goes, especially like, I mean, I can't even put contact lenses in. Like, I'd freak out if I ever get that close to my eye.
Yeah, I've never.
I don't think I could do it unless it was a permanent change, which I don't want anyway.
I mean, but like I said, if it was like Generation 4 and it wasn't expensive or something like that, and it can guarantee like perfect vision, like I can see close up, but far away, like text and stuff, I can't. It's all blurry to me. So I'm like, it'd be cool to have.
It sounds like you need glasses.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I think I'm kind of the same way. It depends on how far away it is.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on how much light. If there's little light, the distance that I can read goes significantly down. But if there's plenty of light, and I could see.
Or if it's the contrast is good, like if it's like white or black text on white, that's like, or things like that. Like if it's like,
oh well, that's everybody though. I mean, if
orange
you put
on white is like I can't see.
We'll just have to wait for the first person.
Different.
We'll just have to wait for the first person to go way too far with like cybernetic implants.
Yeah, well, there will be like these days with like people getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, you look at those people and you're like,
going way too far.
Those will be the same people. Or I don't know. It'd be more tech people like that, but like so
Donald
somebody
Trump
who's like
3000.
What was that? Grandma's Boy, where he's like he wants to be a robot. Like like that's his like dream is to become a robot, where he like replaces all of his limbs and stuff, and there'll probably be people like that have money, or
of course.
IT crowd again. Like he got his robot hand, and he's like smashing everything in his office. But I don't know. I could see it being cool, and I see it like if it is feasible and cheap and safe, I could see it being like even nowadays with like prosthetic legs, we've seen like models that like use it as like fashion. So I could see it even becoming like a fashion accessory. It's like, oh, you got the new whatever hand made by what's a fashion
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. You got the new Louis Vuitton hand.
Hand.
Like it being just a fashion statement. Like
prosthetics by Louis Vuitton.
Exactly.
See, that's one of those things.
We're better than you because we're metal. Or I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a marketing person.
In my head, I just kind of envision like the human augmentation, and like once we understand like like how to manipulate human genes and stuff, I think that's going to be our quote unquote evolution.
Yeah.
Because I think because of the way we live our lives, because of the way we do society, the way we rely on the stuff that we create, I don't think we're ever going to evolve. Because we're like, screw evolving. We don't have to evolve. We just build shit to evolve for us, you know?
Or like
So we'll eventually come back to like eugenics?
Well, maybe not to the point, like crazy point of that, but like if someone gets pregnant, they'd be able to manipulate the kid's genes to
I want you
do
to
what
have blue hair, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Or
even blue hair. You can have blue hair too. Why not?
And blonde eyes.
Blue hair, blonde eyes. Yeah.
That'd be the new thing.
Do that too.
It's
sure.
very,
Why not?
Aldous Huxley with Brave New World sort of thing.
Or like Gattaca, that movie Gattaca with Ethan Hawke and someone else, Jude Law or Ewan McGregor.
It takes a better mind in me just to decide if that's morally right or wrong to do that sort of stuff. I mean, if it comes, if it's like a debilitating disease or something, like if you can tell that your child's going to be, have like Crohn's disease.
See, that's one of those it depends on, I think the religious people who are highly religious will not like that because that's like kind of the idea of it's going against God. Because now you're screwing with God's creation.
Yeah.
Where all the scientists would be like, yeah, let's freaking do it just to see what the hell happens. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course.
Like diseases, that's what will start probably.
It's one of those it's going to be, once they start doing it, there's going to be a shit ton of shit flying around because of all the laws and stuff. That's going to be the big part, is because we're like, how far can we go? What is, that's going to change. I mean, because, when they finally figure it out, society's going to be way different.
Mm-hmm. Well, Deus Ex, like that
the
goes
video
along
game
with
series,
that. Is there like prejudice against?
What's
the scope?
I haven't really played the games. All I know is that's their main theme, though, is human augmentation and stuff. And I think there is a little bit of, like, there's like a little bit of, prejudice versus people who have been augmented and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you get kind of the Marvel superhero syndrome and stuff, where it's like, well, they're different.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily bad, but they're different, so we're afraid of them. So, it's that kind of that idea.
Yeah, like X-Men, like there's that whole mutant thing, like people... But
so there'll probably be a little bit of that when they first start.
I mean, I've heard, not just like serious diseases, but I've heard of like, if people could detect like, mental illnesses, like if you could detect that your child might develop autism, would you stop that from happening?
And I think
that's a really touchy subject for a lot of people, because artistic people are very functional, but some parents still don't want to have their kids
go through that. Well, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the big debate, and everyone, I guess, would have to decide to themselves. But if they do it enough, then they would completely get rid of that mutation or whatever. Maybe it'll happen once in a while, but like
it's going to be very Bioshock. We're going to be a bunch of splicers just doing genetic manipulation on the fly and just walking down the street, go to a vending machine, be like, you know what, I want this.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But I see like that disease thing happening, and then it just going slowly into things like, well, he won't have this disease, but do you also want him tall? Like, do you want him over 6 foot? I mean,
while we're doing that, we can make him tall.
It's like, do you, or just whatever you want? Like, do you want blue eyes or green eyes or designer children?
It'll be eventually just become a very uniform world.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking these days. It's going to happen. Well, not these days. In the future, it's going to happen anyway. And that's kind of what you hear kind of sometimes, or at least in all the science fiction movies and stuff. It all becomes uniform.
All the same, and wear all the same stuff.
Yeah, and it gets... And like with like...
There's some underground people that are just like, no, this is wrong.
Yeah, and I mean... Yeah. But
Demolition Man.
Yeah,
Demolition Man future.
It's just going to be one race, because I mean this world, because technology and the way we get around, like the world is small. Like you always hear that the world's gotten smaller because people can travel the entire world now these days. Like back then is like it took you years to get across your state or whatever. Maybe whatever. It's
not that long, but still, it's like a while.
It took millennia to get to your neighbor. But
just next door. He's only 10 feet away.
It's like someone in New York is like, I'm going to go to the gold rush. It'd take them,
a long time,
very long time.
Like
I played Oregon Trail. I know about this.
And you get dysentery a lot.
I know. I don't know. Everybody dies in the end, no matter what you do.
But nowadays you can people travel like nothing because air travel or whatever is simple. So
we're still finding faster ways to travel too, which is crazy.
Yeah, like the bullet trains or the things
300 miles an hour, however fast they go.
Yeah, ridiculous. And there's like the hyper trains like that like Elon Musk wants to build, like that can take you to like New York to LA in like seconds, not seconds. Well, I guess a bunch of seconds, like minutes, like something ridiculous. But like with that became like people staying in other countries and then blending like their genetics into that. And so if it just keeps on going, then it'll just be everyone will just be ethnically the same, like a mix of everything. You always hear that, like futurists always say, like that's gonna happen.
Well, and then that's not great.
Why is that not great?
Because there's a very bad man about 60 years ago that wanted that same thing.
Hitler?
Yes. Hitler was all for eugenics.
He wanted one race.
Well, yeah. Well, you're saying that's eventually
by killing the other races.
Well, this is way different.
Genetic.
We'll eventually get to his goal.
We're talking he wanted one race by eliminating all other races. We're talking about all races are going to intermingle, and eventually everything's going to become kind of similar.
Well, we get to the same place, just different ways.
Well, yeah, but not with having to kill everybody.
Not evil ways. This is good ways. This is like Star Trek Utopia ways. Like that's.
No, like there's a good way and a bad way to everything. He did the bad way. You're like, no, you don't kill everybody because you have to kill a lot of people if you want to do that.
He's like, like his advisors are just like, it's gonna happen in the future, and he's all like, why in the future? I want this now. I'll just what can I do to make this happen now? And he's all like, well, you could like kill everybody, and he's all like, okay,
we'll go with that. That sounds good.
And they're like, no. Like
they just said like, you could just murder everyone.
It's like
it sounds like a good plan.
I guess Adolf, if you want to just murder everyone, I guess that can happen in 30 years. And he's all like,
they make it 10.
Sounds good.
Done. But and you always hear like genetic diversity makes the strongest species. So that's all. That's
so maybe
good.
that's
it's
what
all good.
Aliens are waiting for until we become like a singular race, and then they come down here.
Well, no, because then we'd be the strongest.
Yeah.
They'd have to, if they wanted to kill us, like now or back then.
Back when we were in infancy stages, yeah.
But
we're all in the same little area before we scattered across the world.
Wow, it's like I knew we should have invaded when they were just single cell organisms on that planet. Look at them now; they have bombs and stuff.
You just wait.
We turned our backs for 1 second, and they
turned our backs for about 10 million years, and look what happened.
You said
God.
You said. Like time dilation and all that kind of stuff. So they're like, let's just invade them after we watch this show, and they turn around
10
like, dang
billion
it!
years later.
Oh shit!
Well,
big now.
They got
a lot of
crap.
They have bombs and
like their commanding
weapons.
officer is just like, all right, be sure to invade planet Earth. Like, yeah.
We got you. We'll check.
We'll check on them in a few. Oh crap!
And then
I'm getting in so much trouble for this.
And then also like all the alien movies, they're like aliens get destroyed by like the simple stuff, like the single-celled organisms or the bacteria or the viruses, because they don't have immunities and stuff like that, or water in signs, like just ridiculous stuff. Which, if aliens
bullets do nothing.
Like, well, it's all just like.
See, which makes you think, like if water and science, it's like how did the aliens even get on planet Earth in the first place? You're like, there's water all around us.
Yeah,
it's very little.
Like they just land in, they land in Seattle and they're just getting rained on. Like, oh crap!
Oh crap!
This is the worst place to be.
What's going on? I don't know, but I'm dying.
Yeah, which is all just like.
Like I want to see a sequel to Signs where it's just a bunch of kids with water guns just shooting the aliens.
Action scenes like that. Oh man, 10 minutes of them.
There's like a water balloon, if like there was water balloon fight,
like a scene in Signs, like they tried all these guns and it's like nothing works, but then like they find out that water works, so they invade like
super soakers.
They get like super
dramatic,
soakers and
like slow motion pumping of them. You're like, oh, geez.
like a serious action sequence, but it's like with like water balloons and water guns.
Eventually, like a fire truck shows up.
Time to bring out the wall. Time to bring out the big guns.
It just comes through like a wall. There's bricks going everywhere, and it's all of a sudden just starts spraying. Doves go flying amazing. By or something stupid. You're
Signs
like,
2, they're back and they haven't learned.
We have water, bitches.
What are you planning on doing with humans anyway? We're like 30% water.
Yeah, we have water that comes out of our mouth that we can just spit on you. It's like aliens, but in reverse. It's like, have you heard of humans? Like, they spit acid water on us.
I know. They're like they spit this liquid that just kills us. We don't know what the hell it is, but it kills us.
We have no way to stop it. It just will eat through us.
Like, was the scouting party sent to Earth? Were they just like the runts of the alien invasion?
And they
just sent them there. It's like, hey guys, this planet's full of water. Let's just send these dumbasses down there.
Let's see what happens. Well, they died. All right, back to the drawing board. Let's not go there. Maybe, you never know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's.
I would envision that you wouldn't. You'd maybe send like a few. Smart people.
That's what they say. All those UFO like sightings and stuff. That's all just like aliens, like scouts and stuff, and why they probe. Like, it's like, what are you gonna learn by doing that? Whatever. But yeah, that's what they say.
You think they would send scouts and be like, hey, you know that?
That's where I get most of my information.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know that the substance that's corrosive to our skin? Yeah, the planet's covered in it. It's like 80% water.
Well, there's this thing online where it's like aliens probably think humans are like the scariest like beings in the world because we like oxygen is like very bad for like a lot of stuff, and it's like what fire is made of. Yeah. And they're like, we don't go to that planet. That's where the fire breathers are. Yeah.
Like, well, maybe a mixture of that, or they look at us and they're like, well, shit, they don't kill other species. They kill themselves.
Like,
they're constantly killing themselves.
They kill themselves for sport.
Yeah, it's like, what are they doing? They're just constantly fighting over weird shit.
Yeah.
Like,
what are they doing? Get shot and still keep fighting for hours.
Yeah, like all these like things about like humans. It's like alien. I was like, let's not mess with them. We'll let them kill themselves, and then we'll just.
Yeah, did you hear about that Hitler guy? I mean, man, he just went and killed a whole bunch of them. Jeez.
You don't want to mess with that Hitler guy.
But yeah. So what we were saying, implants, maybe. It depends. Like if I had
alien implants,
like bionetic implants. Like I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I was saying.
Bionic.
Yeah, but so bionic, but that's still robotic, right?
I think
that's like bio-robotic.
Something like that.
I think we've actually talked about this. But
there's like cybernetic, bionic. What else is there? Jeez, there's like a whole bunch of weird terms for
things that don't exist.
It's like different ratios of human to robotics.
Yeah,
and like,
are you a cyborg or you're a
android? There's so many, and you're just like,
yeah. Man.
I don't know. We're not a freaking Wikipedia article. Go look it up.
We're not qualified to talk about these things, but damn it, we will.
We will. We did. I don't know. I like I said, like any technology that I ever go get, it has to be like the 5th generation where it's on sale or something like that. Then I might get it.
That depends on what it is. And I've been getting more into the first adapters of stuff because I can actually afford it now. I couldn't before.
Like I guess
it's still risk taking though.
Like computer control, like with your mind.
Yeah.
Like not having to have a mouse or a keyboard, and you can just like look at a search bar and just with your mind type out what you want or whatever. That'd be cool. But I guess they could probably do that with just like a hat or whatever, like these days. Like it would take some getting used to and learning, and
you just stick a piece of tape like across your forehead.
Yeah,
and just do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's possible. So that'd be okay. But like I guess if they wanted to like put something in my brain to make that possible, that kind of gets
out of the back of your head.
Yeah, that gets a little too far, but maybe.
Remember the iPhone episode of Futurama where they just like shove a device in the back of your eye?
Oh yeah, that's the iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the thing too. Is like Bionics by Apple. Yeah, get the eye.
Yeah, exactly. That's.
If it gets names and stuff.
Yeah, if it gets to, or like people have like the generic version, it's like, oh, you got the Samsung eye.
It starts malfunctioning. Like, oh god, my eye is breaking.
Like, do not go in the rain with this on.
Oh no. See, that's why I'd wait generations to get it. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, going over an hour. Yeah, about time to wrap up. But yeah, that's about it. A few things that have gone off recently, and things in the future, whatever.
Maybe. We don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows? or we do know.
Future is always a mystery.
Maybe.
For all we know, dragons can rise out of the ground and kill us all. Who knows?
You know, that's probably happening right now. As soon as we leave, you know.
I know. Right after we record the podcast, it's going to be big news, and we're not going to be able to.
We have to wait till next. Re-record because like dragons just came out of the bottom.
We have to.
Dragons attacked last week.
Yeah, it's like all late, and we're like, dang it! Right after we finish recording, this big news story hit. But
invasion. You're like, oh, come on.
That's always how it happens. Or we're gonna go on a computer in like the next 5 minutes and like find the perfect story that would have been amazing to talk about.
Yep, that always happens.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing you risk, but whatever. But yeah, that's our episode. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook.
Yes.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
That's it. We'll eventually put more shit up on
watch
there.
our older videos for sure. But also like the Halloween videos. That's like a year ago. That's weird to think. Like
it has been over a year.
Yeah, because I mean it's about to be
like,
and it just seems so. We made some Halloween parody videos
a while ago.
Last
Too
Halloween.
Spooky for me.
Yeah.
Oh, they were pretty done in one day.
They were fun. Yeah, they were done in like 2 hours. Yeah.
So that's weird to think. So see those. I mean, maybe we'll relink them or something.
Yeah, I'd be like, here's we'll just put 2015 at the end of it. Just be like, done. We made these again.
Like change the colors a little bit. Let's just like
put a filter on it. Maybe like up the resolution a little bit.
Exactly. But yeah. So those are on there. So that's on our YouTube channel. It's always.
Sunny in Transylvania.
Sunny in Transylvania.
Wait, you came up with the name. How do I remember it?
Well, because I always whenever I first thought of it, it's always funny in Transylvania, and then I was like, oh, that'd be better if it was sunny because of vampires. But
it's Halloween 2014 Part 2.
Exactly. But yeah, so do all that. Thanks to all of our people who watched the stream. I see some people have either liked or re-streamed it, so thank you for that. I didn't have my computer to see if there was any comments, but if you commented, thank you. I'll see if I can go back and talk to you.
Yeah, eventually we'll try to.
We'll get everything
interact.
Working.
We're still working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
We have no idea what the hell we're doing. We just do. We don't know.
Step by step, but that's gonna be our episode 86. We'll be back next Sunday, maybe live stream. Monday we'll release it.
I won't be here next week. I'm gonna be out of town, so.
Okay.
So them two will figure it out.
There'll just be a couple talking heads next week.
Then. Yeah. So we'll just re-release this episode. We'll just change the pitch.
Well, 86, 87.
Exactly. But that's it. We'll see you or you'll hear us next week.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.